right, y'all, what's happening? It's me, resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington. I am here with my review for Creed 3. Now, if you have not seen this movie yet, you should know the drill if you're here by now. Come on back, because there will be spoilers. Thank you for everybody who's been rocking with the clips and everything and all those different things. I'm trying a bunch of different stuff to enhance visibility, if you will, to get more people to see and know and all that other stuff. And so I have to experiment with all these different outlets in different ways. So thank you for rocking with your boy. To everybody who's a member of my Supervillain Squad, who's on the Patreon and who watches in the Discord, which you should join, by the way. Thank you to everybody who does those videos. I need to do the March videos. I'll put up the March and February's together. Things have been a little bit busy as well, again. So I wanted to get all the thank yous out the way. Let me give my first initial thoughts on this. I dug this movie, man. I really liked it. This is, as we all know, the big deal behind Creed 3 isn't just the third installment into the Creed franchise, but it's the directorial debut of Michael B. Jordan. Now, I was telling a lot of people this, and I don't know if this has been a discussion in many other platforms with many other people, because honestly, I don't pay attention to many other people. The only platforms I really rock with are those that I'm on. I don't really watch everybody else to be accidentally influenced or things like that. I don't want to feel a certain way, so I stay to myself, my own lane, best way in life. But I've been saying for the longest, this was going to be the test to see if more than likely Michael B. Jordan will become the director of Black Panther 3, excuse me, because Ryan Coogler has said he kind of wants to step away from it, and after the passing of Chadwick, he said it was hard to get through that, so I can see him wanting to step aside. Maybe he'll be there in a producer role, he may be there in a screenwriter role, but as far as being behind the camera, this was going to be the film to see how it does. And I think it was pretty much one of those Disney and all Marvel Studios wanted to see how it was received by the public. And I say that because I'm considered by some a film critic, film pundit, whatever the case she may be. And I understand that my opinion is just that. It is my opinion. It is not law. It is not what it automatically is in many instances. Well, sometimes when you call some shit out, you call it out for what it is. But in this situation, with many other ones, I know it's just an opinion of how I feel. And as there's a lot of other critics, pundits, or whatever the case may be. And I also bring that up because there were some critics and pundits who saw early screenings, which I could have been seen, by the way. I just did not have the time in my schedule to go. I could have went back as far as Valentine's Day to see this, but I just didn't have the time. But many were thinking, there were some choices they didn't like, directorial choices he made with certain shots and certain things he did, but the film felt a certain way, felt good. Some people kept saying, man, I wish Sylvester Stallone was in it, blah, blah, blah. I wish, he's not a part of this. He was pushed out or whatever the case may be. And I understand how people felt on that. And when it comes to my opinion, I'm just like, I dig this movie. The story is told well. I will say I agree with some people who said they don't understand some of the choices he made with shots. Now, as somebody who watches TV and movies, like a lot of you all do, as someone who is in TV and movies, you understand that directors take chances with shots. With angles they show you, with whatever their vision is in their head to bring it to life to us to see on the screen, or for us as actors to bring it to life for you. And there's some choices, like when you have the big fight at the end, the big fight, the Battle of Los Angeles in Dodger Stadium, with Dame versus Adonis, Jonathan Majors versus Michael B. Jordan, which I will get to Jonathan Majors in a second. There's some points where it's like Adonis is seeing this in a dreamscape type of deal during the fight. It's in his mind where it's just him, it's just Dame and Adonis. There is no crowd, there's no cameras, there's no fanfare. And at one point he sees where he's behind the bars and he's fighting Dame behind the bars. And I get what he's going for, but I guess visually it takes you out a little bit. There's a lot of times different camera angles and camera shots that switch. It's like, it's kind of weird, but you get it, but you don't. But as far as the film itself, seeing the story, how it started off, you see a young Adonis, a young Dame out here. He a local Golden Gloves winner, excuse me. I said Golden Globes. I mean, I was going the Globes and the Gloves together, Golden Globes. He's a local Golden Gloves winner, and Adonis is like his corner man. And you see Duke's been there the whole time, too, as a shorty. and so played by Wood Harris. Uh, Adonis is helping him get ready. Sees he has the pistol in his bag. He doesn't bring Adonis. This is how you know Adonis was a friend at the moment. Didn't even bring it up. Just got pulled the money out to put the money on him on the bed like he's supposed to. Of course, he wins. Dame's talking about all his future plans and all these things. They're driving together. They go to a store to celebrate. They're going to get like some snacks and stuff because they're teenagers. They're kids. They're going to get snacks. After Adonis snuck out his room to go with Damien. Runs into a dude named Leon and beats the hell of a loving piss out of Leon. All of a sudden, you see Dame come up with the blicky. Sorry, street shit, with the gun. And we go towards the future. Dame gets out 18 years later. And this is when we had grown Jonathan Majors. And, of course, we've seen the clip that they've released that Dame is on Adonis's car. And, he's like, yo, just talking to him like, yo, you don't remember me and all these things. And so they go have a bite to eat. And Dame is basically saying the one thing he wants is a shot. He just want to fight. You know what I'm saying? He want to fight. He want to try to get himself back together. That's all he knows, right? Because remember, that's when he went in. He was just, his mindset at the time was getting that. You come to find out, Adonis now, like he's retired after this fight with Baby Drago. He's promoting fights. He's promoted Felix, who's the new champ. He's supposed to promote a fight with him versus Drago. It's supposed to be this big money deal, and he keeps telling Dame about it. And Dame is trying to get a fight, a title fight. And Dame like, yo, I can do this. I ain't got time. And basically, like, I can't just give you a fight. People earn this and blah, blah, blah. There's a party. There's a party, an album release party that they go to. And give me 1 second. I'm about to try to find. I need to make sure I find this one little thing I'm looking for in this movie. And I had it because I was like, oh, I should have it right here. So make sure I got everything. That's that. Let's go to. Oh, yeah. So Bianca's throwing this album release party. She's an award-selling producer because her hearing's going so bad, so she can't be a singer anymore. She invites Dame after Dame, her, and Adonis are catching up at Adonis's dope-ass crib, And so at one point at the party, Drago's there. Dude come up, break Drago's hand and arm. The fight got to get postponed, right? So with all of this happening, there needs to be a replacement for the fight. Adonis has a lot of stake on this as his promotion and all this. And he puts Dame in a position to fight him. Now, Dame been training at the gym, stuff like that. He told Duke Duke would train him, and Duke is like, yo, this dude is wild. This dude isn't a boxer. This dude is a fighter. This dude has a chip on his shoulder. It's not healthy for the sport. Now, if you think about boxing, pro boxing, back in the anything before the mid to late 90s, those were really fights. Yeah, they had the gloves on. Yeah, there was a technical aspect, but these were fighters. They were great boxers, but they were fighters. They were killers. We talk about the Mike Tysons. We talk about the Buster Douglases, the Larry Herms, the Sugar Ray Robinson, excuse me, all them. Pardon me for my brain's going a million miles a minute. But we talk about all these greats. These were fighters and technical boxers too. Now, you do have a lot of technical boxers who can fight. There's a bit of a difference. Everybody talks about Floyd Mayweather, how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest technical boxer in history because Floyd Mayweather had mastered the art of what the sport of boxing is now. It is getting hit versus not getting hit. Punches thrown, punches landed versus not. Things like that. As opposed to just trying to go in there and beat the shit out your opponent. But Dame is trained like that. Dame spars with Felix at one point. And, Wood's like, yo, Duke's like, this dude didn't trying to knock my homie out. Like, he out here he ain't sparring. He trying to just take him out. So that leads all the stuff to the listening party, basically, when Drago get his shit broken. You find out, again, spoiler alert, like I told y'all, you find out one of his homies in the pen broke his arm for him. Now, let me ask this question. How do we find this out? We find this out later when we see that his mom, played by Felicia Rashad, we see that his mom has a box of letters that Dame has written him the whole time while he was in there. Marianne has a box of letters that was written to Adonis the entire time, and she kept them from Adonis because she wanted Adonis to move on from that. And one of the things in the letters was a picture of him with his homies, and they all taking the jailhouse pose. Now, I have a question. This is something I've been meaning to ask pose. Who the fuck is the official jailhouse photographer? Okay, and how do you sign up for your yearly jailhouse photo? Is it like the way your parents had to get that slip to figure out your class photos and all them pictures? Like, I want 8x10, I want 12 wallets, I need the I need 15 by 24. I need the full class spread. Like, you marking this off and then you return it to the teacher. Do you return it to the warden the next day? Like, do you go to your cell like, ooh, what we want? So we want this, and then we want to do 3 poses. We want to do traditional jail. We want to do prom, and then we want to do singles. Like, I've always wanted that. But come to find out, she sees this and all that. And this is after Adonis gives Felix the actual fight. And so they build up this giant underdog story versus Felix's champ, who's just like out here to prove a point. You even see Dame has to get his ankle bracelet taken off because he's released from prison, but he still got, his own monitoring and stuff like that. And the match happens, the fight happens, first fight happens. And this is one of the things I will credit Michael B. Jordan as well as the cinematographer for. A lot of the dope-ass shots in the fight. You see a lot of these shots come. And you feel the impact as if you're watching an actual pro boxing match on TV. I'm in the theater with a bunch of people, and I remember all of us at certain shots going, oh, shit, damn. You have those moments, and you feel that through the screen. Basically, Dame does something that a lot of people, me and my homies, were talking about after we left the theater. Dame kept hitting Felix in his arm, in his left arm, right? And you're like, everybody's like, yo, is that an illegal movement? It's technically not illegal. It's not below the belt. It's not below the belt. It's not a dirty hit. It's not an illegal hit. It's just a dirty hit. Most people never expect to hit somebody in their arm. It's a legal thing you can do. And what did he do? He takes that arm out. You take that arm out from defense. You take that arm out from use. And because of that, doing that, being smart, basically wins the title in his first match. It's a Cinderella story. Some people go, is that unbelievable? It's, in many instances, unbelievable, but it is very probable. There are people, they say the expression, the sun shines on a dog ass on some days. Any given Sunday, any team can be beat. So it's possible. This leads to, again, Marianne with the photos, Felice Rashad character, showing Adonis realizing he'd been set up the whole time. That Dame had his homie break Drago's hand to get him to give him the fight. All this happens. Now, remember, this was one of the big things I forgot you remember. I said it before. One of the big things with the Drago-Felix fight that Adonis was trying to do was trying to up the money. He was trying to up the money and split the purse both ways, so they can get equal amounts of share. And again, people don't understand when you have these big title fights, these prize fights, the promotions are getting a certain amount of money. The winner gets a certain pool. The loser gets a certain pool. Then there's money for everything from the gate, ticket bot, viewership, pay-per-view buys, et cetera, et cetera. So, but this split now goes, the half that was going to go to Drago now automatically goes to Dame. So Dame got money now. Dame got money. Dame ain't got just $1 million. Dame ain't got just $2 million. Dame got money off this. And so Dame is about to, he's living life, throwing a party on the beach, everything, got the homies out. Adonis approaches him. Dame steals on him. It's like, yeah, bro, I'm coming for everything. Because you watch somebody living your life. The life that Adonis lived, Dame feels it should have been his life because Dame was on that path to having that life. The difference is Adonis has the advantage of being Apollo Creed's son. And, at one point, Adonis is down and out, and Adonis goes on first take with Stephen A. Smith, and Dame calls in. He's like, yo, you a phony. He started dogging him out like this the homie, but been gone for almost 2 decades. Adonis challenges him. And everybody's like, hey, bro, you been out the game, man. Like, what you gonna do? So Adonis, goes back to his old ways, gets trained. And who helps to train him? You got Duke and all them, but baby Drago, he's healed up. But here's the issue I have right there. I understand Adonis is setting up this big fight that was supposed to be for Drago and Felix. But Adonis just beat the dog shit out of Drago previous movie to win and everything. So now you're going to help train this man? This is the one instance where I could have seen Sylvester Stallone be involved. Where, he goes to Rocky, yo, I need you to train me. And Rocky like, I'm out the game. You got Duke, you got all them, but I got somebody who can help spar with you to get you ready to fight a monster as violent as Dame. And that's when you bring in Baby Drago. That could have been the key to bring Sylvester Stallone in for that little bitty part. If that, long story short, everything goes. We gets to the fight. Like I said, the fight happens. 12 rounds. Another thing I forgot to mention also. Bianca and Adonis's daughter Amara. Amara is deaf, and so they all know ASL. And so they're speaking with her. And at one point, when Dame comes to the house and meets Amara, they're teaching him the little basic ways to communicate with her, because there is a long process. I think it's a lot with that when you learn how to communicate with a child so they don't feel any different. The only difference is you don't hear like we do, but we still can communicate with you with the exact same emotion, all the exact same inflections, everything. I also will say it is a beautiful moment seeing Adonis with Amara, because as a father to a daughter, that's how I am with my ladybug, with my Leah. You want to do everything for her. And there's a point where Amar's getting picked on in the school, and this girl rips up a paint in half, and Amar just walks up and decks her. Again, there's a camera shot there that I kind of understand probably why people are saying something, because it's like it's from the perspective of the girl getting hit by Amara, as opposed to just seeing the shot play out. Another thing, after the whole Marianne revealing the whole thing with your letters and the pictures to Adonis, he snaps on her. Later, his mom passes, and she passes after him snapping. She has another stroke, and again, this movie hit me in the feels, because as a father, I've watched deal with my daughter. That's one thing, but I remember my mom passing, and I remember the arguments my mom and I had, prior to her passing. And so that resonated with me heavily. So that's one of the reasons why this movie gets me on that. But the fight with him and Dame, you kind of know how the movie's going to play out, because it's a Creed movie. So he's going to come back eventually and win. He's going to come back, and which does happen. I mean, there's no spoiler to that. We all know he's going to win. That's the plot of all these Rocky movies, minus, I think, Rocky 3 or 2, one of them. But Rocky comes back and wins. So Creed comes back and wins. And then the fight happens, and then, they talk and everything, and there's a reconciliation and apology amongst the two friends, the brothers. And it's like, do we got to go back to being cool after this shit? Like, you set up, you came back, okay, cool. Life happened, it was a shorty, shit happened, bam, right? I understand that. 20 years, I don't hear from you, I would have a bit of resentment. I get that. But Adonis at no point in this film tells him, hey, bro, that's not on me. My mama kept all this shit away from me. I would have reached out to you. I would have been there. There's never that reconciliation. It's just hit me if you need me. Like, that line needs to be addressed, I feel, in the movie, just to have that peace of mind, if you will. But end of the movie, family happens. They're in the ring, playing around, everything. You get Bianca, Amara, and Adonis in the ring. Beautiful ending. Boom. Like I said, overall, I dug it. There are some shots. I understand why it's shot a certain way. There are certain little things that I felt could have been tweaked. But here's the beautiful thing about this movie. As with every other movie, there's always something that could have been done differently, something that could have been tweaked, something that could have been done maybe better. But the biggest thing to take away from this is that as Michael B. Jordan's first major directorial debut, it is a success. This movie is good. The box office receipts are definitely going to show it. It does what it's supposed to do for the ladies and some of the fellas and others, where it's like you get to see Jonathan Majors jack the shit, Michael B. Jordan jack the shit, both of them out here sweaty and glistening, beating the shit out of each other. Me and my boys, two of whom work for a very prominent professional wrestling company, all of us was like, yo, so we need to go hit the gym right now, start boxing and running in sand and pulling airplanes and all this shit. Because just I want to feel inspired to be that. I need that moment. I was sitting next to two sisters in the theater, and when Jonathan Majors came on screen and he took his shirt off, I was like, okay, I need that reaction for me in my life. I digress. But I enjoyed this movie. This movie did what it was supposed to do. It still told the story of Adonis Creed. There's a potential for a 4, but I want Adonis. Adonis is retired. He's a champ. Now, he may retire again, but I want Adonis to stay retired. I don't need Adonis constantly being pulled back in. I don't know if I just need him pulled back in. Maybe if he can do what Rocky did for him and keep doing those stories, I feel that can go. But that's going to be a personal opinion, and I want to know you all's opinions about this whole film. Like I stated earlier in the beginning, I believe for sure this is the conduit to giving Michael B. Jordan Black Panther 3. This is his first go-round as a director. There are things he's learned, things he didn't know, things he thought he might have known, but now he'll know different going on into a franchise. Again, this is a franchise he knows, which is also why Black Panther 3 is so pivotal. A franchise he knows, he understands the tone and everything he needs to deliver. And now he can put his own directorial spin and twist on it. Same with Black Panther 3 potentially. But we're not talking about Black Panther 3. We're talking about Creed 3. And I want to know what you think about this movie down in the comments below. Keep it civil as always. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about movies that ain't real life. It ain't affecting us or changing us in no motherfucking way, shape, form, or fashion. All right? While you're here, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, please. I know I got to put more shorts up because that seems to be how you get more subscribers on here, but do what you got to do. Follow me on TikTok. TikTok.com/@ Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. Follow me on TikTok first and foremost. Please help me get those numbers up because Lord knows I've lost 2 major opportunities in my career because of it, and I don't want to lose any more. I'm on Instagram and Twitter as Mr. J Washington as well. My Supervillain Squad on Patreon. If you want to support, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. Just the general support is $5. I want to get you in the Discord, have these conversations, which I need to have some more people to have the conversations going. And also my $25, the one-on-one with the Supervillain tier, where it's a meet and greet every month. We talk about anything and everything you want to talk about. All right, holla at y'all later. Take care. I'm out. Bye.